So, as most people probably already know, that there's been a couple trades today that have kind of shook up the NFL draft order. And it all started this morning when the San Francisco 49ers traded up from the 12th overall pick to the 3rd overall pick with the Miami Dolphins. Now, if we look at this pick solely, this trade, San Francisco is moving up, 9 spots. They gave up 2 first-round picks in the next 2 years. They didn't make this move for any other reason than to get a quarterback. And this is significant because, I didn't really think they'd go after one of these quarterbacks. I felt that, you keep on hearing Kyle Shanahan doesn't like rookie quarterbacks. He wants these veteran guys. That's why he traded for Jimmy Garoppolo. That's why he's had, Brian Hoyer in the past. He's worked with Matt Ryan, but maybe it's just kind of who he's worked with. But they went up and made the move. And so they got that 3rd pick. And we're going to see, more than likely, Trevor Lawrence go number 1. We're going to see Zach Wilson go number 2. And so that means that the 49ers now are having to decide between potentially Justin Fields or Trey Lance, but maybe even Mac Jones. There's a lot of national people that have mentioned don't rule out Mac Jones. I know Daniel Jeremiah has done it. Chris Sims has talked about it. There's a lot of wonder if they'll do that. Now, I don't think you're going to move up from 12 to 3 to get Mac Jones. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll fully admit it. I don't see it. I don't see why you would trade up. If they're going to make that move to give up all those draft picks, you're going with the potential. You're going with a guy like Fields or Lance, because I think Mac Jones is a guy that's got a ceiling to him. His ceiling is Jared Goff, in my opinion. Jared Goff took the Rams to a Super Bowl. But it's not the talent. The ceiling on a Fields, the ceiling on a Lance is a lot more significant than that of a Mac Jones. And while I have Fields as my second-rated quarterback, my second-ranked quarterback, I kind of think they're going to go with Trey Lance here. I think they're going to go with Trey Lance because I think he tends to fit a little bit more with that Shanahan style, the play action. His time, all that fun stuff. Now, like I said, I like Trey Lance. Don't get me wrong. I just think that he's got more developing to do. But hey, they got Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe they'll keep him. Maybe they got Nick Mullins, a guy that they can kind of maybe put out there initially as Trey Lance gets caught up. But that's kind of where I think they're going to go. And so I think it's a good move. The 49ers obviously don't feel that Jimmy Garoppolo is their quarterback of the future. He's hurt too often. Yes, he went to a Super Bowl 2 years ago, but they just didn't feel comfortable with him. And so I think that's why they made this move. They say, hey, there's some good quarterbacks out there. There's 4 good ones. Let's go out and let's get one of those, that 3rd best quarterback, and they're going to be able to do that. Now, let's look at this from the Dolphins' perspective. So they were at 3, and they traded back to number 12. And I think that should tell you right off the bat that they still have confidence in Tua Tagovailoa. Maybe they have to have confidence in them since they took him 5th overall in the 2020 draft. But this move tells us that they're not going to take a quarterback. They are going with Tua Tagovailoa next year. And so they moved from 6 to 12. But they didn't stay there very long because practically as soon as that 49ers trade happened, they then traded back up with the Philadelphia Eagles for that 6th pick. And now, kind of odd, but this, just like what the 49ers move told us about what they're going to do, this tells us what the Dolphins are going to do. They're looking to add a weapon for Tua Tagovailoa. They signed Will Fuller in free agency, so they got a speed, a down-the-field playmaker, but they still need more. Right? Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, they just weren't enough last year. They need something more. And so picking at 6, they're going to get the number 1 pass catcher in the draft, whoever they view that is, whether that's Kyle Pitts, whether it's Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddell, Devontae Smith. Whichever one they view as the number 1 pass catcher, number 1 weapon, that's who they're going to take because we're going to probably see quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Even if Atlanta stays there, I think they probably go quarterback. Penei Sewell is going to go number 5 to the Cincinnati Bengals. So this is going to be the first skilled player to go off. And so I think this is to either Jamar Chase or Kyle Pitts. And I think Pitts is an option. I know they've got Mike Gesicki at tight end. I don't think that's going to stop them from taking Kyle Pitts. But I think if you're picking 6, I think it's going to be Jamar Chase. Give Tua Tagovailoa a true number 1 receiver. He's got the potential. He's not going to walk in and be a number 1 receiver, but I think he's got the potential to do so. And so you've got Jamar Chase, you've got Will Fuller, Mike Gesicki, Devontae Parker now is like a third receiver, and that gives him a lot more weapons than he had last year. And so I see, they traded back, but they still, they made that trade for Laramie Tunsil, and they've gotten 3 or 4 first-round picks out of it, and so they're just continuing to build. And if they're going to give Tua Tagovailoa a true shot to be their franchise quarterback, you got to give them weapons. And so that's what they're doing here. They're locking themselves into getting the best weapon in this draft. Now, the third team that's involved in this it's kind of like a 30-team trade, is the Philadelphia Eagles, trading from 6 now back to 12. And every one of these moves is telling us something. 49ers told us we are going to get a quarterback. The Dolphins are telling us we're going with Tua Tagovailoa and we're getting a weapon. This move back from the Eagles is solidifying that they're sticking with Jalen Hurts. They were at pick 6. They were in a position to get potentially one of the top 4 quarterbacks. They're not doing that. I know Jeffrey Lurie, the rumor was that he's told the team officials, Howie Roseman, the coaches, whatever, you're going with Jalen Hurts. So this shouldn't be much of a surprise. But now that they trade, it's locked in. Jalen Hurts is their starting quarterback next year. Now, I don't dislike this pick. They pick up another first-round pick in next year's draft. But this also allows them to still get a weapon. That was who I kept mocking, a weapon. Jalen Waddell, Jamar Chase, to the Philadelphia Eagles, because I said they need weapons. One of the biggest things that hurt Carson Wentz, besides his bad play, was he had no weapons. Alshon Jeffrey was supposed to be his number 1 receiver. He was also always hurt. Ertz was hurt. Goddard was hurt at times. They need weapons, and they just haven't had that. And so I thought Jalen Waddell at pick 6 was a strong possibility because they had all that success with Deshaun Jackson, and Jalen Waddell's a Deshaun Jackson but a more complete player. Sliding back to 12, I don't think they really miss out on those guys. I'm not going to be shocked if Jalen Waddell or Devontae Smith fall, because smaller receivers tend, that have gone in the first round, we've only had 2, John Ross and Tavon Austin, and neither of them really had a lot of success. So it's not going to shock me if Devontae Smith falls. It's not going to shock me if Jalen Waddell falls. It's not going to shock me if Kyle Pitts falls, because if we look at it, if the quarterbacks go 1, 2, 3, 4, Sewell 5, let's say Jamar Chase goes 6, okay? What if, 7, what if the Lions go linebacker or defensive end, or, what if they go Jalen Waddell, okay? Then you've got the Panthers. What if they go Mac Jones? That's not out of the realm. And then you got the Broncos and the Cowboys. I don't know if they're going to take a tight end. And then you got 11, the Giants. They have Evan Ingram. They've got Kyle Rudolph now. Are they going to take a tight end? I don't think so. So that leaves the Philadelphia Eagles right there potentially being able to take Kyle Pitts. You pair him up with now Dallas Goedert, and now you have once again a premier tight end combination. You can put Pitts out in the slot. You can put him out wide. He's a pseudo wide receiver that could also play inside at tight end, and so I think that fits him well in that move. So overall, I like the trade for all 3 teams. The 49ers be in a position to get their franchise quarterback. The Dolphins accumulate more picks and still were able to move back up. In all reality, they moved down 3 spots and still made out with an extra first round and another third round pick. And then the Eagles once again were able to move down and still potentially get one of the weapons that they might have considered there at 6. So